Now, in this video, we'll understand what is gate control theory of pain. Have you ever noticed whenever you have a aberrations or injury, when we touch or rub the nearby skin, the pain intensity reduces, or we feel like the intensity of pain is slightly reduced because of the touch sensation which is happening around the injured area. And the basis for that is gate control theory of pain. First, the question is where exactly is this gate control theory of pain is happening? Meaning, where exactly is this gate located? The first thing what we need to learn is where it is happening, right? So, you all know the spinal cord is numbered or layered. So, each layer is numbered. Okay, so we call this as a rexed lamina. Okay, rexed lamina, the layer number 2. If you observe that, we call it as substantia gelatinosa of Rolando, and that is present here. This is the substantia gelatinosa, the one which I'm darkening now. That is the substantia gelatinosa of Rolando. It is the dorsal horn, the second lamina. Okay, that is what is called as substantia gelatinosa of Rolando, and that is where the gate control theory of pain or the mechanism of pain reduction is happening in the spinal cord. Now we'll understand what exactly or the how the neurons are working, okay, or how the gate control theory of pain is working. Now we all know the pain fibers or the pain pathway has a first order neuron and a second order neuron, and there'll be a third order neuron, right? So the pain pathway has three neurons. The first order neuron, which is starting from the receptor, which is carrying the pain sensation, now it comes and synapses in the substantia gelatinosa of the spinal cord. Okay, so it synapses with the second order neuron, and the neurotransmitter released is substance P. So the pain pathway, the fibers are A delta and C fibers. Okay, let us talk about C fibers, because A delta fibers, they carry very fast pain. C fibers is the one which carries slow pain. So now imagine this pathway, the one which I'm drawing now in green color, this C path, the fiber pathway. Okay, it releases substance P in the spinal cord, and it activates the second order neuron. Let us name the second order neuron as a projectile neuron because this is projected to the brain. So let us just assume this is a projectile neuron. So now when there is a pain sensation, whenever there's any injury, the pain is being carried by this first order neuron. It releases substance P, activates your second order neuron, and it is projected to the brain. This is how the pain pathway is activated. So now what we know is the gate is open and the pain sensation is being carried to the brain, right? Now what happens is, remember, whenever you touch the nearby area or rub the nearby area, the A beta fibers are activated. If you can observe the diagram, the A delta or the C pathway, what I've written, is a very thin fibers. Okay, the A beta fibers are a large diameter fiber. Okay, and they conduct very fast. The impulses are conducted very fast. And remember, the A beta fibers, so let me highlight here A beta pathway. This is the A beta fiber pathway. It gives a branch and it ends on an interneuron. Okay, you can see the interneuron here. Remember your substantia gelatinosa of Rolando, no? It has lot of interneurons, and these interneurons, okay, so these interneurons, they release a neurotransmitter called as enkephalins. Enkephalins are nothing but they are endogenous opioids. They reduce pain transmission. Okay, you all know, right? Opioids reduce pain. So these are the endogenous opioids are called as enkephalins. So these enkephalins are released by these interneurons. So your touch pathway, which is nothing but your A beta fibers, they activate this interneuron and they release more and more enkephalins. So this enkephalin is acting on a projectile neuron and it inhibits this or reduces the pain transmission via the projectile neurons. Also remember this A beta pathway, right? It will also act on this C fiber pathway and reduces the amount of substance P which is released onto the projectile neuron. So two things is happening when a touch pathway is activated. Okay, when this touch pathway is activated, one is an interneuron where for which the neurotransmitter is enkephalins is released, and this enkephalins will reduce the pain transmission via the projectile neurons. Clear? And also the amount of substance P released by the first order neuron is reduced, and thereby what is happening is it is closing the gate for pain. So the amount of pain transmission which is going to the cortex is reduced in this whenever the touch sensation is activated. To check with the flowchart now, whenever upon rubbing A beta fiber is activated, that activates the inhibitory interneurons which releases enkephalins. Enkephalin in turn what it does is it reduces the activity in projectile neuron. At the same time your A beta pathway reduces the substance P in the C fibers. All this will cause less pain transmission to the brain. That is why we call it as gate is closed. And this whole mechanism we call it as gate control theory of pain.